Hi, I'm Susan. I'm from Worldpeacefull, and this video is in celebration in many respects of the Americans who are starting to stand up and speak out, or speak up and stand out. This is what we want to see around the world. Now, it's in protest to Donald Trump's restrictions, travel restrictions, based on prejudice. And what we're seeing is people starting to rise up and reclaim the very freedoms that they've been known about around the world. Now, as we all know, in all our countries, there is prejudice that's abounding all the time and within our own selves. So this is not only about changing the world in respect of getting others to change, because you cannot get others to change. You are to be the change you wish to see in the world. So I'm going to read this for you that I wrote a while ago, and it was inspired by an intense feeling within me to be the change. It's called Be the Change. I'm going to change the world, I whisper. I am changing the world, I feel. I am the change I see. I am the world, actually. And what I see frees me from illusions. Are you going to change the world, I venture? Are you changing the world that you see? Are you the change? Can you be? Into what shape do you want to change? Is it a positive or a negative space? Do you see the subtle inflections? For there are many angles, for we are all shape changes. In every moment of every day, there are no strangers to world peace. For peace is the world. And if there is no world, no earthrise, there is no peace. Mahatma Gandhi made it very clear when he was walking the planet. He envisaged to be the change you wish to see in the world. It's not about asking others to do it on your behalf. You have to find the courage to face what you fear. And Donald Trump most definitely is one of the messengers who's going to get you onto your feet, because he's going to challenge everything that you believe in. That's his job. The question is, are you willing to stand up and speak out for what you believe in? Or are you just going to continue to follow the crowd? I have walked amongst the Americans, I've walked amongst the Australians, I've walked amongst the Indians, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the British, the Scottish, the Irish, these Central and South Americans, I've walked amongst them, I've clowned amongst them as well, and the New Zealanders, and the Canadians, and the Finnish, and the Europeans, and the Russians. I've walked with and amongst all of you. And I see you all doing the same thing. I see you all going to work, coming home. I see you all sitting on public transport and not speaking. I see you discriminating. I see the sexism. I've seen it even in women towards other women. I've seen it towards men. So what Donald Trump really is a reflection of the very dark aspects of ourselves we are in denial of. Now, we get very upset about someone like this because he's bringing it all out publicly, and he truly believes that he is in truth about it. Most of us are in denial about it. So to be the change means to transform yourself, is to look at you, not him. He's simply a catalyst. And what that change looks like is an inner contemplation on where I have been that. To forgive myself for what I have been, to forgive others for what they have been, and to start again. Next time the temptation is to walk past someone because you're feeling a fear around them, I ask you to perhaps smile. If you're brave enough, say something. I've had the privilege of being a clown on the streets of many countries, and what I've seen is that people are very beautiful everywhere. It doesn't matter what they've done. It's about looking for the good in this world. We've got to step aside from the fears around terrorism. We're creating our own terror. We are the terrorism within ourselves projecting outward, fearful of anything that's different, fearful of not having enough money when people are coming from countries that are highly abundant. The fear that drives economic insecurity, that creates these images of great fear around others, other religions. Our governments are involved in warfare around the world, and yet we will never see that. We will only see that some groups are rising up in response, and we don't even know who's funding those groups. We need to know who's funding those groups, who is stirring up the violence around the world and creating the great fear that everyone believes is imminent. It's not. When you become the change you wish to see in the world, when you become peace, when you become love, when you become security and friendship, when you extend your hand out across the world, there will be no poverty. There will be no terrorism. There will be no war. There will be a return to what once was a harmonious living system which mirrored nature, where there are no enemies, we're all just interconnected, living out our lives from what is our true nature. And that is the challenge for humanity right now, is to return to who we really are. And who we really are, beneath all the drama, is love. When we start to be the change and we take on that reflection of love, the world most definitely will change for you. There have been great teachers that have walked across the earth and are here today who are spreading the message of stillness, who are spreading the message that you create your own reality. You are the one who creates the fear. You are the one who creates the love and the joy. There are teachers here who are saying to inquire into all your negative thoughts. Byron Katie is one, Eckhart Tolle is another. There have been many mystics, philosophers, wise people who have walked the earth in all traditions. Return to the ancient wisdom of who we really are. And who we really are is one. We are one family. So with that, thank you very much for listening. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And I send you love and peace. And with great joy, I ask you to speak up, stand up, and reclaim democracy globally. Bye.